What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Raidcall EMS 1 Spring Group Stages. This is Group B, and this is going to be a matchup between Absolute Legends and Team Liquid. If you have not watched any of the previous matches thus far, well, we already have the two first series being concluded, and spoiler alert, the teams that you would have expected to win did not win. Absolute Legends managed to take down Navi, and Team Liquid lost to Kaipi with Eternal Envy, so already Liquid and Navi in a bit of a hole, and Absolute Legends, their game against Navi, if you have not watched it, I strongly recommend it. For the most part, I could not honestly say if they made a really big mistake. They played pretty much mistake-free Dota, and yeah, they're looking really sharp thus far. So Liquid, they're going to have to rebound in a strong way after their performance against Kaipi, and Absolute Legends might be up to the task considering how well they played against Navi. But Absolute Legends going to first bounce the list. They really respect Mike's Wisp, and Liquid going to mount the next assassin. Very versatile hero. But yeah, I should be bringing you the rest of these Group B matches, and they should be coming up more frequently than some of the other matches, just because, again, these matches are a little bit dated at this point. So just check my YouTube. I mean, if you see one match, there's probably a couple matches before that, so I will be spamming these matches like crazy, but don't worry, there are a lot of other games cast, and the new series is coming up soon. So I'm really excited to see how well my new series is received, but you'll find out very soon what it is. But AL going to pick up probably the most versatile hero in the Western pool. It is the Gyrocopter in terms of overall mid-game DPS. It can be played as support, which Absolute Legends did play as support, surprisingly enough, only for a little bit, and then they switched him into a late-game farmer to counter the PL, which never really got going. But yeah, support Gyro is not something we've seen in quite a while, but Absolute Legends managed to make it work with the Rise of Gyro. And then as soon as the main heroes hit level 6, they just decide to farm up the Gyrocopter, and they managed to take down Navi. Liquid responding with a very standard draft thus far. They're picking up Shadow Demon as well as the Nature's Prophet. One thing I have to notice about Liquid is that they're becoming very predictable with their lineups. They want to get Bulba, Nature's Prophet, or Clockwork, or some other hero like that. They want to get Mike a hero like Shadow Demon, Rubik, or Keeper, or Wisp. So yeah, that might be coming back to bite them in the ass a little bit. Keep in mind that this is Play Tuesday, and I think since then Liquid is playing decently well. And yeah, I don't know how they showed up in this series. Maybe they won this game, I'm not too sure, but we'll find out very shortly. But yeah, that might be a factor of tournament fatigue, having so many tournament games and not playing enough scrims to experiment with different lineups. I'm not too sure. I'm not in their mindset. I'm just only guessing at this point. But I mean, Liquid had such a hot streak going, then it's usually expected for a team with such a hot streak to sort of fall off for a bit. And Liquid hasn't really fallen off that hard. They've only lost a couple games in a row. But AL going to respond with Magnus as well as Rubik, and Liquid taking a bit of the reserve time and thinking about what they should choose. Magnus most likely will be played as a solo hero. Only Liquid is one to run a support Magnus from time to time. And Liquid going to pick up the Puck, the Fairy Dragon. Puck, one of the best solo mids in the game, and Korok is probably the best solo mid Puck in North America. One of the best in the Western scene. He's very dynamic with this Puck. And just in overall terms of Puck impact, I don't know, because Magnus doesn't really mind. He can sort of survive the initial duration of the silence. Nature's Prophet won't really do that much damage. Shadow Demon will have to get the Soul Catcher on the Magnus. So Puck is good in terms of silencing, but Magnus I think is tanky enough that I can survive a lot of the initiation. So in all-out teamfight, I do have to fear the Magnus. But of course, that Blink Silence will be very useful against whatever carry Absolute Legends decides to pick up. Gyrocopter reduce a lot of his damage until he gets a BKB. Rubik, of course, will get shut down quite hard by that Puck. And Liquid, again, going with what they're comfortable with. These are very standard Liquidian heroes. And Liquid recognizing the fact that Gyrocopter could be played mid, and Rise could play as support, so they're going to ban out hard carry, knowing that, alright, we might have to force Gyrocopter to be a safe lane farmer, but no, they're going to ban Darkseer as well, because maybe they figure they don't have a really strong solo hero on the offlane just yet. Magnus can solo. He is on the range side, so it's a bit easier, but I imagine that Liquid wants to get a one-on-one matchup for Bulba, because Bulba, in the games he's last season with Nature's Prophet, he's always matched up against Trial, and that does his mind so heavily. So teams are starting to figure out how Bulba is being placed, and that's definitely sort of thrown a kink into the Liquid strategy these days. But still, I guess we're going to find out how Absolute Legends decide to take this. They're banning out hard carries, noticing that Liquid does not have a hard carry on their side just yet. Makes all the sense in the world, banging out Lifestealer, which pairs very well with Shadow Demon, banging out Phantom Lancer, which is quite annoying, especially when Darkseer and Shadow Demon are denied to them, so you don't really have that illusion counter to go with you. Gonna ban out the Clockwork as well. So, gonna ban out another Bulbous Heroes. Maybe they think Fluff will take the Nature's Prophet into the jungle, and maybe they just think Clockwork against their lamp is very annoying. And to be fair, it's quite true. Magnus really can't initiate into a clock that well. He can't really blink into the cogs that comfortably. Of course, he can skewer, but he'll drain a lot of mana. Gyrocopter has such a short range that he will just get annihilated by those cogs. Rubik can, of course, lift the Clockwork out of the cogs, but still, why deal with the Clockwork if you can just avoid it, considering that it is one of Liquid's favorite heroes. And also this indicates that Absolute Legends doesn't really want to challenge the tri-lane of Team Liquid now that, okay, we're going to ban out an offlane hero in the form of Clockwork. We might be predicting Nature's Prophet in the jungle, even though Bulbo does play the offlane Nature's Prophet quite strongly. But Nature's Prophet in lane doesn't really contribute much, but, you know, we're not going to challenge it. We just want to get the safe farm on our carry rather than challenge the Team Liquid tri-lane and just have the potential to lose it. Liquid gonna ban out the Lone Druid, again recognizing that Absolute Legends at this point can only run the Magnus in the offlane, and Magnus much prefers to be mid. I think Magnus vs Puck is decent. For Magnus, of course, Puck should phase shift every shockwave, but Magnus can just clear out the creep waves a lot more efficiently than Puck, who has longer cooldowns and a bit higher of a mana cost. Magnus makes better usage of that Bottle Crow, so can really just keep up the shockwave spam once he hits level 5. So Liquid, I think they're predicting Magnus in the mid lane, and I'd have to agree with their assumption here. But still, there's still 2 picks left, and we can't really guess for sure what Absolute Legends is exactly going to try to do right here. All we know for sure is Liquid is going to play Puck in the middle lane, and Shadow Demon's going to be supporting the tri lane. That's all we know. That's it. Meanwhile, Absolute Legends, we don't know anything other than Rubik is probably supporting the tri lane. So far these picks are quite vague. But now that we're getting into the second round of picks, we're going to start to see some of the strategies come through. It's going to be Enigma. Now, Enigma is interesting. And here's why. Some teams like to run him as a jungle. EG likes to run him as a jungle. They like to get the push going. They like to have Melk have uninterrupted farm on the Enigma, get his mechanism fast. Some teams like to put him in the offlane. And I think Rise and his teams, they like to put Enigma in the offlane. This is just guesses. But he could be an offlane candidate, and we'll be able to shut down some of the tri-lane farm. But he can be pushed against a decently well. And Liquid gonna figure that out, pick up the Leshrac for their secondary support. So it's gonna be Nature's Prophet offlane. Team Liquid has 2 very strong roaming and pushing supports in the form of Shadow Demon and Leshrac. So I think in this situation, they might have to go Magnus offlane, Enigma jungle, and put another mid-solo hero in its place, because right now Team Liquid have a lot of pressure going on that top tower already, and Enigma, again, not the best counter pusher. Magnus can function a bit better, but still he will be kept back at a Shadow Demon Leshrac combination with that Soul Catcher and Splurt, so won't get the experience and won't get the high level shockwave. So I'm not too sure. Maybe Absolute Legends will just decide to abandon that top lane altogether and try to get the early push going with Enigma Eidolons on the bottom lane, which could be possible, but keep in mind Bulba does have the force of nature to pull the treants and pull the creeps away to the tower, and that will reduce a lot of the effectiveness of the Absolute Legends push. But one of the benefits of pushing with Enigma is that you can just micro the Eidolons away so they don't auto-attack those treants. But Absolute Legends gonna have to decide right now. They're gonna pick up Anti-Mage, so wow, this is quite interesting now. I guess this is support Gyrocopter again, Enigma offlane, Magnus mid, and Anti-Mage tri-lane, or they could put Gyrocopter mid lane, Magnus offlane, and do Anti-Mage with Rubik and Enigma. As it is, I think this pickup by Absolute Legends is quite smart, because they know with Liquid's lineup, they are not going to pressure the bottom lane whatsoever unless they run an aggressive challenge, which they could have the potential to do so. But again, Enigma just provides a lot of force out of the jungle compared to other junglers who can just deal a lot of damage, has a stun guaranteed, unlike something like a Chen Enchantress who isn't really a guaranteed stun unless they get something like a Troll. And if they predict Bulba's going the offlane, well, Bulba can't do anything to stop Anti-Mage's farm, so Crit, who should be playing the Anti-Mage, should just have an absolute free farming bonanza on his hands. So Liquid might have to make the decision. Absolute Legends kind of forcing the aggressive tri-lane out of Liquid. But Anti-Mage, if you see him aggressive tri-lanes, he's not the strongest, but you always manage to find farm. You can take a bit more risk just because of that blink. But still, disruption into Splurt is definitely something you don't want to really toy with too often, otherwise you will pay the price. But but Liquid lacking their hard carry. You can see a lot of the strongest hard carries have been eliminated from the pool. Alchemist, Lifesteal, who pairs quite well with the Shadow Demon Left Shot combination, have already been eliminated. And I'm not too sure who they'll go for right now. Maybe something unorthodox for our carry pick? I don't know. I guess Ursa or Skelly King, as TC is known to play Ursa from time to time, but that's just a wild guess. I don't think Ursa really does well against Anti-Mage because Ursa is not very mobile, Anti-Mage incredibly mobile. And they're going to pick up the Shadow Fiend. Really interesting. As Shadow Fiend, he's not that good in aggressive tri lane, so Liquid playing a safe tri lane rather than aggressive tri lane. And that means Crit, the Anti-Mage, will have free farm because he's going to be farming up against Bulba. So I'm not too sure about Liquid's picks right here in terms of challenging the Anti-Mage, but they do have a lot of damage, and if TC meant to get uninterrupted free farm, he's one of the few carries in the game who can just sort of duke it up against Anti-Mage mono because he gets a lot of plus damage, he has minus armor, and Anti-Mage can't really duke it out with the Shadow Fiend until he gets that heart rolling. But still, once Anti-Mage picks up that Battle Fury, Shadow Fiend, who is one of the fastest farmers in the game, can't really hope to outstrip the Anti-Mage's farm. But still, it is going to be Mania playing Enigma, so it's going to be a jungle Enigma. Really interesting picks by Absolute Legends right now, but I guess now is as good a time as any to introduce the players and teams, and also give a shout out to Join Dota and Kawa for putting on the other recorded version of this cast. But still, EMS Cup, one of the best, or one of the first major Western lands in Dota 2 thus far. It's pretty exciting to see now. Or, yeah, one of the first other than DreamHack, Thor Open, and TI2. What else is there? So, yeah, big shouts to Raidcall and all the sponsors for putting on this tournament. But anyway, time to introduce the players and team. It's going to be Mania playing the Enigma. Mania's Enigma, it's good. I mean, it's not really anything too spectacular, but Enigma in general is not really that spectacular of a hero. He can be replaced by Magnetar. But as it is, there's just so much team potential on the side of Absolute Legends. They have the Call Down, they have Miracle, who can potentially steal a spell, they have RP, and the Black Hole. If they ever manage to execute that full combination, Liquid can't really face them in a team fight head-on. So Liquid going to try to get the split push going, but Anti-Mage, one of the few carries in the game who can single-handedly stop a Nature's Prophet split push by himself until Nature's Prophet gets a Hex. So, I don't know, Liquid, I think they're looking a little bit weak, but if they get the early tower push going on this top lane, which they should be able to get going much sooner than the Absolute Legends squad can get their push going on the bottom lane, then they can rotate their supports and provide a lot of pressure. So that is going to be the name of the game plan right here for Liquid. But yeah, Mania is going to be playing the Enigma, Miggle is playing the Magnus, Miracle is playing the Rubik, Rise is playing the Gyrocopter, and Crit is playing the Anti-Mage. Meanwhile, on the side of Liquid, we're going to have TC playing the Shadow Fiend, Korok is playing the Puck, Fluff is playing the Leshrac, Bulba is playing the Nature's Prophet, and IXMike88 is playing the Shadow Demon. And I also forgot to mention, it's TC doing drafting in this game, as I think in this a little bit of a recent slump, I mean, there's not going to be any roster changes, but just to see the styles of drafting switch up by Liquid, I think it's a step in the right direction. Again, I think Liquid drafts are getting a little bit stale, so seeing a bit more of having a fresher perspective on that drafting table, even though it is mostly a team decision, having a bit newer of a perspective on that drafting role can make a difference for some teams. As go away, Strength, you're not wanted here. Meanwhile, Korok is going to get lifted up in the air, but just some harassment thrown on by Miracle as well as Miggle. And Korok was pulled a salve at the very least, but he's going to be denied that ball for quite a long time. Meanwhile, Miggle going to get his bottle online so much quicker, so I don't know, in this lane, since Korok already had a little bit of lane 1 harassment and he's not going to get his bottle going that quickly, and you can already see, well, he's got that last hit, he's going to miss that last hit, but Korok, I think, is going to get handled by this Magnetar in the early levels until he gets his own bottle online. And you can see Miggle already getting his bottle shipped towards him, so this middle lane, just that one rotation by Miracle helped seal the deal for Miggle, who already had the lane advantage because he went for the fast bottle instead of going for that slight base damage increase on the null tiles. And so there's definitely some risks in terms of going in this more stat heavy build, as we're going to see an early smoke attempt by the side of Liquid. No wards, but there is a sentry ward that can potentially scout out these players because there is an observer ward on the cliff if the Miggle notices that these two heroes are there. I think he's just picking up the ball just because it was going towards him, but we'll see very, very soon. If he plays a bit more aggressive, then he knows that he does not know that Smoke Gang is coming, but look at his positioning. He totally knows that these two supports are here. So nice placements on these wards by the sides of Absolute Legends, and the level 1 gank is already going to be thwarted. Meanwhile, Absolute Legends already pushing the bottom lane with the Anti-Mage. really unusual, but you expect the Leshrac tri-lane to push a lot faster, but Bulba saying, screw this tri-lane, I'm just going to the jungle, and Absolute Legends is saying, alright, we're just going to take their towers and see how we're going to respond to that. And honestly, how can Liquid respond? Shadow Demon not nearly high enough level to get the Shadow Poisons rolling. TC doesn't really want to expose himself to ganks at this stage in the game. Shadow Fiend is one of the most easily kept down heroes in the game, just because if he gets behind, he has to pick up his souls, and is just really, really reverse momentum based, so to speak. That is, if he's kept down, he's going to be kept down for the next minute and a half while he gets his souls back, and then he can farm his gold. He's a very fast farmer, but still, oh, what a deny by Bulba on that bottom lane. That was huge, as that would have definitely helped fuel or Crit's Perseverance Rush. Meanwhile, Korok going to get lifted up in the air by Miracle, and the Shockwave as well as the Telekinesis, more than enough in conjunction with the Fable to pick up the kill. But at the very least, Liquid did manage to get that early tower. But I don't know, this bottom lane seems to be lost by Liquid just because Bulba's rotating into the jungle. Mid lane's being lost by Liquid quite hard. Korok just now picked up the bottle and some of his rewards, as Mingle is going to have his boots rolling very, very soon, and we'll get those arcane boots online quite soon as well, I imagine. But at the very least, the top lane is going very, very well for Liquid. They're being uncontested in TC, lasting every single creep he can get his hands on, as well as the tower, as he did get that last hit tower. And the question is, what will TC go for first? Usually the standard Shadow Fiend build, it deviates. Sometimes Shadow Fiends like to go for BKB Rush, sometimes Shadow Fiends these days go for drums into Yasha, get a lot of move speed rolling. I think it's because it's TC, he's going to go for the Shadow Blade Rush, just to get that split push going a lot sooner. And try to open up the map so Bulba can farm up, Korok can get some pickoffs, and just really open up the map for everybody on the side of Liquid to start their roaming shenanigans. But, I don't know, in this game, I think Shadow Fiend, well, BKB Rush really won't do that much, I guess, because there are two ultimates that go right through the BKB, as well as the anti-mage right clicks. Even though Mana Break, of course, gets nullified by that Magic Community, and we're going to see another smoke attempt by the side of Liquid. They really want to gank this Miggle, knowing that Korok really wants to have that fast dagger, so they can sort of try to blink it onto the anti-mage and shut down his farm that way. But here comes the disruption. Magnus, does he have enough mana for Skewer? He does not. He's going to get split earthed, and he might end up dying right here, right now. No, not enough damage coming in from Liquid supports. Might be able to escape. No, that Shadow Poison, as well as a couple more right clicks, were able to seal the deal. Nice gank by Liquid, as Magnus, a little bit of improper mana management right there. Did not have enough mana to Skewer away. Korok probably recognized that, as well as Mike, and that's why they casted Disruption right there and then. As Miracle gonna be happy. I mean, he lost his mid soul, so he's gonna mourn his friend, but he's gonna be happily picking up some experience in the meanwhile. As Magnus is level 5, Korok, what level are you, my friend? Basically, same amount of experience, even though Korok has died twice on that middle lane. And by dying twice, I mean he's died once. Oh yeah, he was just harassed a lot in the middle lane, that's why his CS, actually he's keeping up in CS quite well, so overall, this middle lane seems to be quite even, as we're going to see the lift into the RP. Korok might very well be able to escape. He's going to pop the Dream Coil as well while he's orbing out. Nicely done, as Miracle is going to break the coil. Can he escape? He is going to die to the right click of the puck, as nice counter ganking by Bulba as well as Korok. Really good recognition. Most pucks just orb out and then get to the ethereal jaunt the ASAP, but he orbed out, he cast a Dream Coil, and then he ethereal jaunted out. So really nice understanding of puck right there, realizing that if he orbed out all the way, he might not be in the best position to catch both heroes in the Dream Coil. So again, good recognition right there. You know, TC already has a Shadow Emit, so he's going to go for that Shadow Blade split push. This really fits Liquid style. They want to open up a lot of room for Bulba to farm up, because again, Nature's Prophet is a hero who does not really contribute that much in the first 15 minutes of the game. And only now, well, this is actually a reasonable timing on the minus for Bulba. Usually in lanes where he's pressed down super hard, he gets his minus around 8-11 minutes at the worst, but now he's going to get his minus at a reasonable time. So Liquid looking in better shape than I might have given them credit for, as Miracle coming in will cast a Telekinesis. They're going to chase down the puck. They will be able to pick up the puck right now, and they are going to successfully get the kill. Liquid Fluff going to miss a stun because it is level 1, and Miggle will be able to escape. So Korok managed to get some success in the middle lane, but you can see Absolute Legends, their strategy, they know they want anti-mage free farming up, and they know the biggest detriment to that is a blinking in puck with a Waning Rift and a silence. Of course, Waning Rift is a silence, but still, Dream Coil, if it breaks or if anti-mage blinks away, it does break, so that's another mechanism. Puck is a really strong anti-mage counter once you get the dagger online, but right now Korok The question is whether he's going to go for the Treads Rush or if he's going to pick up the dagger straight away. I think in this game, you really need to get the dagger just to shut down Anti-Mage's farm. Meanwhile, the Liquid support's going to roam in once again. Here comes the Disruption as well as Soul Catcher Splitter. Going to need time as well. Korok going to come in, get the kill. 230 gold going into his back pocket. Nice gank by the side of these Liquid supports, IX, Mike, and Fluff and stuff. Really opening up the map, or allowing Korok to get himself back in the game. Meanwhile, Miggle will pick up the Arcane Boot, so he's going to rush that dagger soon afterwards. Might pick up the Magic Wand along the way, but at this rate, we'll see if, again, Korok has to decide whether he wants Treads or go straight up for the dagger rush. Again, I favor the dagger rush in this situation against an anti-mage, but still, Treads gives you a lot more sustainability, get you more mana costs, or allows you to cast more with those intelligence treads, and allows you to survive a bit more effectively with the strength treads, even if you don't, or even if you can just blink out. Yo, Rise going on full-on support Gyrocopter role. 8 minutes in the game. At this point in the last game, Gyrocopter is already starting to get his farm going, but you can see his team is really farm dependent. You can see Mania already up to that mechanism almost, as he's going to have that up in about, I guess, 700 gold. Yep, that is the Bulker recipe rather than the mechanism recipe. And we're going to see a wraparound smoke gank, or a long smoke gank trying to pick off TC, but his Shadow Blade is well on his way. Will they be able to get it before the Shadow Blade arrives? Now is the crucial moment in this engagement as they're going to get the Malefice. TC going to get stunned again by the Malefice ticks. As occurred, they are going to use a Black Hole for this, and they will be able to pick up the kill at the Black Hole. I guess it was necessary because Miracle was about to die, so really nice Black Hole, and they were able to delay Shadow Fiend's farm, but at the very least TC managed to pick up the Shadow Blade. But again, Shadow Fiend will have to spend some time farming in the forest, farming some lanes, just to get those souls back on before he can really start split pushing up and applying pressure to those towers. You know, Anti-Mage about 1k away from his Battle Fury. Again, once Anti-Mage picks up the Battle Fury, Liquid can't really hope to compete with Anti-Mage in terms of farm. As we're going to see a smoke gank by Liquid, Shadow Fiend is going to be involved as well. They want to have a lot of burst damage, but they won't really have the right-click powers as Crait is going to push lane. Here comes a Disruption. Splurth will be in time to follow. It is, as they're going to get a double raise as well as a Shadow Blade auto attack. Nice gank by Liquid once again as they are using these smokes. The unfortunate thing is that they've had to use all 3 of their smokes, so no, they have it up as it's almost the 10-minute mark, so they're going to have another smoke in the bank if they want to go for another smoke gank. And they're going to provide a lot of pressure to this bottom tier 1 tower, so Liquid starting to get their mojo rolling in this game, as Bulba will have that minus up at a decent time for Bulba, and he will be able to get his own Shadow Blade or Orchid up, or whatever he chooses to do so, whether it be Orchid, Hex, anything. A lot faster than other Bulba Nature's Prophet games we have seen in the past. You know, Dreamcoil being casted by Korok, going to blink it for the silence, but now he's going to be out of his escape mechanisms. But they are not going to pursue the issue. Mania and Miracle are solo, and another tower deny. That is a depth. That is 1,000 gold being eliminated off the side of Absolute Legends just from those 2 tower denies. That is actually quite huge. So Liquid really making that map movement count at the moment. But Miggle getting close to that dagger. Meanwhile, Korok went for the tread, so his dagger's actually been later than Miggle's at this point. So I don't know. Blinking RP will be very devastating, but Liquid really just not going to be together for the most part. I don't imagine they want to get a tower push rolling anytime soon unless they get a pick off, which they might be hesitant to use their last smoke when it seems like they have the advantage. But I guess the experience in Golgoth will tell us the tale. Gold earn is slightly in favor of the Dire. Those tower denies as well as the minus is definitely going to help that out. Experience actually slightly in favor of the rating because Mania is able to jungle a lot more effectively. As we'll just check out the host quite quickly. Yeah, dual roaming sports getting a lot accomplished, but they are suffering a bit in the experience gap. But no, Mike is actually not that close to level 6, and meanwhile Leshak level 6 isn't that big of a deal. So it's going to be quite a while before they get the level 6 online, as Anti-Mage is going to try to bait out an engagement. Miracle just staying outside of the range. Mike, he has to flirt with death right here, right now, as this is going to be a cleverly orchestrated bait by Absolute Legends. They're going to spy on Mike. Mike going to get Disruption. Malefice unable to be seen as they were in the fog. They are going to successfully pick off Miracle. No, TC misses the races as Dreamcoil is going to be casted on just Rise. This allows Crit to go in freely. The Requiem of Souls misses at well, and now this is the chance for Absolute Legends to take this engagement. All the big ultimates are down. They're going to get the kill on Korok. No, a nice clutch silence as Split Earth will be able to save the life of Korok. He manages to phase shift most of the damage, but the shockwave gonna come in, gonna clean up Korok. And that is, again, huge. That allows Anti-Mage to farm up unimpeded, because I don't imagine Liquid want to really use their last smoke. Just in terms of killing the Anti-Mage once more, you can see he's only about, again, 800 gold away from that Battle Fury. So he will have that up relatively soon if you give him more farm. And meanwhile, TC has not been farming. He's been part of these ganks. You can see he's not even at max souls just yet, as he's only level 9, managed to get 1 point to Requiem and 1 point to Aura. Really interesting build, as usually the standard Shadow Fiend build is to max these spells, get 1 point to Requiem, and then go back into Aura. But I think what Liquid were trying to do is, it was a standard Liquid strategy. They were trying to get the aggressive ganks and then go right into the Roshan, where the level 1 Aura definitely would have helped in terms of bringing down that Roshan, but still, that was unfortunately thwarted, as TC gonna have to recover. He has not been farming for quite a bit. Meanwhile, Anti-Mage has been farming for quite a while as well. Miguel gonna have that dagger up, so now they have another RP under their sleeve, so suddenly Liquid not looking in as good of a shape. Their supports not getting any experience. Meanwhile, the supports on the side of Absolute Legends, level 6 on both of them. And Rise, again, I like what they're doing with the Gyrocopter. They're just gonna farm up when they see nobody else is in the lane. Mania has that mechanism in place, so if they want to get a push going, they have the ways to concoct it. They have the dagger up and they have the mechanism in place, so we'll see if they try to apply a bit of pressure, as they're going to use another smoke gang, trying to look into the woods to spy out Bulba perhaps. But Bulba going to go for the Shadow Blade. I don't know, I think Orchid would be better in this game, or maybe in a fast Hex Rush, as Bulba's going to teleport around. I think Liquid were sensing a smoke gank, but they're going to take this time for Roshan. They're going to summon the trees. They're just going to cut out a nice triple stack of Ancients, as Fluff going to get a lot of experience. We'll be able to hit level 6, and Bulba going to be close to level 10 as well. So this is a huge experience boost just for the supports. But at the very least, they are going to give up the tower. And can they actually kill this Ancient stack? That's a real question. TC's going to come in and going to be more than happy to help clean this up, as he does have that max souls online. And the Edict, in conjunction with the right click of Bulba and TC and the Aura point as well, will be more than enough, as Korok got to teleport the top lane. He has to be very careful. Still around 750 gold or 850 gold away from finishing Dagger. Now only 800, but now the Absolute Legends ganks are coming in. But it's hard to initiate into a puck. Korok gonna be playing his standard aggressive build. He's gonna get lifted. He's gonna get Malefist. He's gonna get owned. Black Hole might have been unnecessary, but you can phase shift the ticks of the Malefist, so very secure the kill. And again, one of the problems with Liquid in these games is that they rely so heavily on Korok, and if you just shut down Korok, or not really Korok, just rely heavily on the Puck, because Puck is a hero that can change the flow of the game by himself for the most part. But if you kill the Puck, keep him down, then really it's just not going to be good for your mid game, as Anti-Mage, I imagine, is kind of his Battle Fury finished. It is being shipped out to him, and now he can farm so much faster than any other hero on the map that's not even funny. So right now, I think the advantage is in Absolute Legends' favor. Again, in the late game, really can't bet against a team with the Black Hole as well as the RP, so that might be an Absolute Legends' favor as well. But Liquid Bulba gonna have an impact, has his Shadow Blade online, so now he can start split pushing a bit more securely, as they're gonna pop a smoke. They're recognizing they're losing some ground. They really need to get Korok a kill, and what better way to get him some gold than with some assist kills. But now Absolute Legends playing very, very defensively, as there is a ward being placed by Liquid in the enemy jungle spying the Eidolons. But that is going to be it. They have no vision on anybody else on the map. They might be able to pick off Anti-Mage right here, but the small camp was already killed. Anti-Mage going to be aggressively farming. This might be the chance for Liquid to strike, as Magnus is going to spy Hasten, does manage to successfully pick it off. A nice purge as he skewers onto the high ground. Are they going to chase him? They're going to cast the orb. Korok is going to pursue, as here comes Bulba. They're going to use a Dream Call, and they will successfully pick off Miguel. Really nice game by Liquid. They baited out the Haste Rune, and Magnus was more than happy to take them up on the offer. And as soon as he popped Haste, Purge my mic was well in its place. But now Liquid, they don't have the Dream Call online, and there's still an Black Hole. No, there's no Black Hole, and Magnus RP is down because he's dead. So this tower going to take a lot of pressure. Rise might be forced to pop down Call Down right now to clear out the treants. They're going to pop the glyph. They have to use Call Down right now. Fluff going to come in with the Edict as Miracle going to roam in trying to cast Fade Bolts. No, they're just going to get the tower. Interesting that they used the glyph, but still, I guess it was enough time bought to give Crit some farming room, and he will be more than happy to do so as Korok going to have the dagger up finally. And the question is for Crit, what will he go for next? Usually the standard anti-mage build is just go straight for the Yasha to accelerate your movement speed. Yeah, he is going to go for the Yasha indeed. You know, TC working his way towards that BKB. Net worth actually slight in favor of the Shadow Fiend, but still 1k net worth is in the stash for the anti-mage or is on the courier. And again, his farm just can be so quick with these neutrals. Just blink, it's just too good of a spell. As he went for the burning build, burning trademarks in TI2, just getting a lot of stats, getting that max level of blink, so he can survive a bit more of these engagements. As he went for the tranquil boots, so if he didn't have tranquil boots, or if he had all his spells maxed out, then he'd probably have maybe around 800 HP, which is really easy to gank if you're a puck. But now he has a bit more sustainability, has around 1k HP, and he can. The stats definitely going to help you clear the neutrals a lot faster, gives you more agility. You know, what will Spell Shield or Mana Break give you? Not that much more. I mean, Mana Break theoretically will give you some mana burn, but still, Battle Fury more than enough to clear down these creep waves quite effectively. As this game seems very, very even, but we have yet to see Blink RP come into effect just yet. I feel like the first Blink RP is going to tell the story on how this game will go. If Liquid can survive the burn of the RP damage, they're going to allow Shadow Fiend to farm, Korok get more and more farm, Boba will have more room to farm up. If they manage to get 3 or 4 man RP and lose the team fight, that's going to open up the map for Crit just to farm up all over the place and start a split push going. So a lot of pressure is going on Miguel in this game, I feel like. But still, what Absolute Legends have that Team Liquid do not have is, besides the big teamfight ultimates, is that they still have the mechanism, which has not been used. And I imagine Mania will go straight for that BKB. There's nothing that goes to BKB other than Purge. So Enigma, once he gets a BKB online, will be able to challenge that black hole for free. But Liquid making great usage of these ancient stacks, going to give their supports a lot of experience, as Fluff really hurt in terms of experience, but TC going to be more than happy. We'll finish up his BKB after this ancient stack. And the question is whether Liquid will try to push in with this. I mean, they're sort of in a dicey situation because they're not really that strong at this point. They don't have a mechanism online. They don't have their Shadow Fiend at ridiculously high tier items. But you can't let Anti-Mage farm up. So it's just sort of an awkward situation for Liquid to do. But I think they're doing the right move, just going to stay as 4 and have Bulba free farming up on the other lanes. Korok pretty much has all he needs. Mike has pretty much all he needs. As they're going to cast Dream Coil, TC's going to initiate, but here comes Mania. Going to charge in confidently as he is not going to be able to cast that Black Hole. Meanwhile, Korok is going to be lifted and thrown backward. The call down whiffs completely. Miguel is going to get bursted down as well. Did he even use reverse? I'm not too sure. I guess he did, as TC managed to channel the ultimate. Rubik somehow managed to kill Nature's Prophet, but they are able to kill down Rise. Meanwhile, Rubik in the background, Miracle putting in so much work, but that was a huge teamfight win for Liquid. They managed to use the first RP and only lose 2 heroes, which were their 2 supports, and they're going to use this time to go into the Roshan pit. Really nicely done. But the unfortunate thing is that they're not slowing down Edge farm. He was able to survive. Those stats probably helped him out quite a bit. And he's going to be able to split push the lanes, and now they use Yasha, he can move even faster, clearing on these creep waves much faster as well. So Liquid, they might be forced to go straight in for the tier 2 after this Aegis push. Or this Aegis being claimed. But at the very least, they only used RP, which has a much shorter cooldown compared to Black Hole, which is ridiculously long cooldown. 200 seconds at level 1 compared to 120 seconds, 110 seconds at level 2 for the RP, so a full minute and a half difference right there. So that is something that can favor LL quite a bit, or not quite a bit, but that favors them slight amounts. They didn't have to use Black Hole, and they only missed the RP. They got 2 supports, and Activation died. Not the worst thing that ever happened to them, but again, they lost that fight. As you can see, the golden experience graph going to take a swing towards Liquid. You can see that Roshan kill gonna give them a huge advantage as Crit just still farming up Anti-Mage. so difficult to hunt down. He has Blink, he has Yasha, he has incredibly high move speed, as I'm not too sure if Liquid can catch up to him. And now RP is back online, and Liquid, I don't know if this is the best tower push. They did use the BKB, but they have a Crystal up on TC. Fluff gonna use the Buckler to give him armor right now. I don't know why he used it so early, as it's gonna wear off. No, Buckler has a surprisingly long duration. I didn't guess. But Absolute Legends have no indication of defending this tower. They want to go for a trade instead. I think this is a smart move by Absolute Legends, as the glyph has been used on both sides. Meanwhile, there's going to be a teleport top by Mike, but Mike very well might just commit suicide, just going to try to drive them off with some shadow poisons. And here comes another teleport in on Korok, as he's going to blink forward, cast the orb. Will he blink in for Miracle, as Mania was there? I don't think Korok saw Mania, but he knew that. I don't think Absolute Legends would have left their support buddy behind by himself. But Liquid got a tower for free and defended their own tier 2 successfully, so another successful engagement, so to speak, by Liquid. Or another successful decision being made by Liquid. As now Bulba, again, Nature's Prophet with the Shadow Blade, will start building towards the Hex, I imagine, because Anti-Mage won't really be able to get that BKB online as soon as Bulba can get his Hex online. So that could be a deciding factor in these next engagements. Again, Bulba, the problem with Nature's Power is that he does not really have that big of an impact in the first 15 to 20 minutes in the game. But now that he gets his farm rolling, can really have a tremendous impact. He can buy back, teleport back into any fight. He can get the Shadow Blade going, he can split push. He can just really prove to be an insane, annoying nuisance on the map. Meanwhile, Miguel gonna go for a Hex himself, I think, as I don't think this is a Lincoln Sphere. No, I think it's a Hex. Meanwhile, Liquid gonna try to get another push going. It's gonna be a tower trade, but can Absolute Legends even claim the tier 2 on the top lane? It looks like they're gonna do so, but at the price of their middle tier 2, which is overall much more important in terms of positioning. So with this Aegis, Liquid has been able to claim 2 tier 2s, get a lot more farm on TC, gonna allow Bulba to farm up as well. And how much time do they have on the Aegis? They still have 3 minutes, so if they want to sort of sit back and wait for a little bit longer, they do have the potential to do so. Miguel gonna get the blink and skewer onto Bulba. Korok gonna blink in and try to save his friend's life. But the call down doing ridiculous amounts of damage, but Liquid is able to escape successfully. That was a close call with death, but nice reactions by Korok in order to save Bulba's life. And Bulba must be thanking his lucky stars that Korok was there to save the day. He's saying, "My hero," as Korok is, I guess, Superman to Bulba's lowest lane in this situation. But just checking out the levels. Levels on sports are something to be an issue, because they'll just get easy clean up on the Anti-Mage, and at this stage in the game, Anti-Mage clears out supports no matter what. But the more attacks you can waste on your supports, the better, as that'll allow your carries to roam free, not taking the brunt of the Anti-Mage damage, and the more the supports can survive, the more damage you can deal with their spells. Even the right clicks do a reasonable amount, so Liquid, even though they have an experience advantage, I don't know, it's only 1k lead, and the supports are really struggling in terms of experience. Meanwhile, level 16 up on TC, almost level 15 up on Bulba. I don't think that matters as much as sports on the side Liquid being denied so much experience. Cluckles just gonna roam in, deliver the mechanism finished on Fluff as well as a bracer, and Liquid, I think they're trying to use the Aegis to its fullest, but it's going to time out very soon. Hopefully they won't push this engagement, as Absolute Legends playing very passively, knowing that Aegis is online. Crit, meanwhile, picked up a VIP booster in the meanwhile. He's starting to get his GPM rollicking, as he's still behind the Shadow Fiend. Again, those Tower Denies and the Roshan kill, really hurting the Anti-Mage. As TC trying to make the most of his Aegis while it's still up, going to try to push down another tier 2, but here comes a teleport in by Miguel. They want to contest it, they don't want to give it up for free yet again, but the Edict as well as right clicks just too much. Korok is going to get lifted up into the air, and Miracle might end up sacrificing a life, will pay for that defense. But Anti-Mage, this is what he does. He'll be more than happy if he can get a Rax trade. And again, just a Nature's Prophet, just because he's so ridiculously annoying to deal with and insanely hard to kill. But Fluff gonna cast the Edict. They want to take this engage, and Anti-Age gonna blink forward onto the tier 3 on the bottom lane. Caldown's gonna be used to clear out this creep player. I think this is a time for Liquid to back the heck out. Aegis is still up, but it's gonna expire very, very soon. Liquid, I don't think they should be pushing this. They're gonna get the tier 3, but they have to back off right now. Magnus is trying to get in position for the RP as Puck disconnects at the worst time. He's gonna get bursted down, and that is such an unfortunate disconnect. The RP being casted on 2 of Liquid's heroes into the black hole. Absolute legends. Oh my god, that is the worst case scenario for Liquid right there. As Korok's just like, what happened, guys? That was on Liquid. They had to pause right there, but obviously we're not able to do so. So they got a tier 3 for a tier 3 trade, and they killed Bulba, they killed Korok, and the Aegis is down. And meanwhile, Fluff is going to get chased down to the ends of the earth by the Anti-Mage. He is hunted down, and he is going to lose his life in that attempt to escape. Meanwhile, the Battle Fury are going to clear out these group waves effortlessly. At the very least, Liquid used or forced a black hole by the Enigma, so they have a time window where they don't have to fight against both the RP and the black hole. But now they don't have the Aegis, and their heroes are dead for quite a while. Very, very bad situation as Anti-Mage able to clear out 2 creep waves while everybody inside Liquid is respawning. Really, really unfortunate situation as Gem is picked up by the Magnus to try to catch off TC in his Shadowblade form, as well as some Sentry Wards. Meanwhile, Heart is almost, or Reaver is almost done on Crit. You can pick that up or save for buyback if you truly want to. It does not matter to him, I don't think. But Korok's getting close to that Hex. I think he would have had it if he would have had the Mystic Staff if he didn't die on that top lane engagement. Really, really unfortunate disconnect right there. Meanwhile, Miguel might have his life brought to a sudden halt by Bulba. Able to blink out before the auto attack. Nice reactions by Miguel as he is able to escape. He was very low in terms of mana, but still able to blink Skewer out of there because Skewer for some reason costs only 80 mana. So, gonna be more than happy to use that. Meanwhile, Liquid gonna push in. I don't know, I think in this situation you can't really outfarm the Anti-Mage anyway, so they're gonna push in. They know the black hole is down, so now is a good time to strike, but RP is back up, and Mania, or Crit, finished the Heart. His GPM, it's approaching Shadow Fiend level, and it's only gonna get stronger and stronger as the Liquid side are gonna smoke up. They are trying to find somebody in the jungle, but they already revealed themselves on the bottom lane, so I don't imagine anybody on side Absolute Legends were trying jungle, but they do spy out Mania, but nice position being taken by Miguel. This could be a cleverly orchestrated bait, as the Absolute Legends side are going to group Ancient, and meanwhile Crit is just going to farm up. Just a really dicey situation for Liquid to be in, but Bulba is going to be initiated on. They did not realize they had a gem. Dream Coil being casted by Korok as Mania RP going to hit both Fluff and TC. Nice defensive disruption by Mike to save the life of Fluff. Dream Coil is still in place as Rubik stole the coil. I did not even notice that. Shadow Fiend's going to die. Fluff is going to die. Bulba is going to die. Mike is going to die. And Crit is on the hunt. Korok is gonna die as well.
Magic thyself out of
that was weird engagement. But Bulba charging in recklessly was spotted out by a Sentry Ward of the Gem and had to force Korok's initiation. And really nice reactions by the Rubik Miracle to steal the Dream Coil. He stole the orb too? Dang. Miracle just on top of his skills today. You know, Team Liquid still yet to address this Anti-Mage problem. It's only going to become more and more of a nuisance. It's like termites in your house. You're going to have to exterminate somehow, but you don't know honestly how unless you just sort of fumigate him to death. That's actually a really bad analogy, because Anti-Mage is nothing like termites. He's only like termites because he's incredibly annoying. As unfortunate for Mike, these Lucians do not split Phantom Lights style. They're just going to fight it out mono e mono. Or duo e duo. But now after those 2 successful teamfight victories, you can see the goal graph going to spiral out of control, or experience graph spiraling out of control in favor of Absolute Legends. They're going to take a huge experience advantage. As you can see, their support's very high leveled. And again, this is sort of the problem when you have to deal with two huge teamfight ultimates. You don't always have to use both of them. You can just use one and save one for the next engagement. If another engagement comes out relatively soon, they did not use a black hole. And RP is such a short cooldown, you can pretty much use it every teamfight. As Bo is going to teleport in, going to spy Crit, going to get the Hex going, but there's no reinforcements in place by Liquid. Crit just going to get the heck out of there. Meanwhile, Disruption, but the Splurth was mistimed onto Rise. He's going to pop his BKB. How did Rise, the support Jackout from BKB? I'm not too sure, but Fluff is going to get pursued. TC, not enough time to farm up his soul, so that Requiem was not able to dish out its full damage. Meanwhile, Miguel is on the hunt. IX Mike might very well end up trading his life. TC going to pop his BKB and fight it out. I don't think this is the right decision right now, as Puck going to orb, but hey, once again, Bulba is going to get hunted down by the gem. They're going to use an RP, unnecessary, but still. I guess better safe than sorry, because again, they still have the black hole. You can use RP for these solo kills, and you don't really even mind. And Liquid, that one disconnect might have single-handedly changed the momentum of the game. Even then, I don't know. They had nothing in place to really stop Anti-Mage. By Anti-Mage, you can see level 21 with an Aegis. And Rise is the second highest level here on the map with the support Gyrocopter, who has been farming it up with the BKB and the gem. But what will Liquid do now? Magnus is going to have his Hex up. If he really wants to buy it right now, he could save for buyback, but I think Hex is a good decision right now. They have the Aegis, they can Anti-Mage. Even if their team gets swept, Anti-Mage can probably take down a lane of Rax by himself with the amount of damage he's carrying out. He's going to be very close to his Butterfly. And really, how are they going to kill him? I'm not too sure. And even then, how are they going to kill him against BKB and RP? I'm not too sure either. But still, Liquid have no choice. If they lose this matchup, they are going to have to rely on Na'Vi losing their matchup against Kaipi, and then them beating Na'Vi in order for them to actually make it out of their groups and qualify for the LAN finals. So Liquid going to stay in this for the bare end. Again, the tiebreakers are broken on time rating, so if Liquid lose, the longer they can stall, the better. But meanwhile, goal graph almost at 7.5k experience graph, almost at 20,000 advantage for Absolute Legends. Absolute Legends, ladies and gentlemen. Mania and his friends are back after what seems like a year. Remember Eclipsia? Remember Quantic? Remember SK? Well, Mania's saying, tired of being captain of all these teams. You know, God left me for LGD Int. Vigos left me because he's Vigos. I'm just gonna make my own team with Danes and Miracle, and we're gonna be mad successful. And now it seems like they're getting on a roll. Anti-Mage gonna finish his Butterfly. He will have it finished if he wants to get it right now. They still have 4 minutes left on the Aegis. More than enough time to push in and try to force the engagement. They have Black Hole and RP online. Liquid, what can they do? They just have to split push. Really, I don't see any other options other than they can split push. But even then, Anti-Mage could just go for a Basher and just single-handedly lock the split pushing down by himself. And his chasing power is so immense that I don't know how you can escape him. Well, here's what Liquid, I guess, have to do. They have to Hex Enigma, or they have to Hex the Magnus before they can blink in RP. And once they do that, as my cursor has turned a little bit funky, not too sure why. But if they can do that, they eliminate so much of the teamfight potential. So the onus is on Bulba here, and TC, more than anything, just needs to survive. You can see he's pumping out a lot of damage, has the Daedalus, has Anti-Mage, able to soul out Korok. Where are you, Anti-Mage? Well, I guess with the help of Malefice and Telekinesis and all that jazz. But Korok finished his own Hex. Double Hex is on Liquid. They are not out of it just yet. Keep in mind Enigma. Oh, Enigma has BKB, so he cannot be stopped when he casts that ultimate. And the Millbag is going to take a lot of damage. Might very well end up falling as Blink in. No skewer, just going to skewer on out of there. Does not want to take too much damage. They are going to get the tower. The question is, do they want to stay? Crit going to go in, saying, time to man up, guys. But he's going to lose his Aegis. Look at the huge crits being pumped out by the Shadow Fiend. Han Solo, will you even die? He will just barely die. But But now he's going to respawn with Aegis full HP, full mana. They are going to get the Hex going on to Fluff. Fluff is going to take the death right now. A nice black hole being challenged by Mania. Going to catch both Mike as well as TC. Going to drain all the BKB instances. And that was a sensational play by Mania. The RP was not really the best, but the follow-up black hole, it's sort of like having a refresher on your Magnus at this stage. You just have the Blinken or the Enigma to follow up once the RP has been used. And everybody comes up to do the damage. And AL gonna take 2 barracks in one fell swoop. Gonna go back onto Korok. Korok might very well lose his life. He is gonna die right now. Fluff is the only defender as well as Bulba, but Bulba really can't do anything by himself. No damage items whatsoever. Middle barracks gonna die, and the top barracks are gonna be soon to fall in one fell swoop. Absolute Legends with Mega Creeps, ladies and gentlemen. The Danes are back. Guess we're gonna see very shortly as they're gonna clean up this top barracks. TC not in the picture as he spent all his gold in the Demon Edge. And that is gonna mean Mega Creeps against Team Liquid. GG's call by TC. Absolute Legends beating the 2 hardest people in their group, probably the 2 top teams expected to move on to the LAN finals in their group. Na'Vi and Liquid meet Mania and friends. As I guess meet Crit and friends, as Crit has really been carrying quite hard, channeling his inner black, but Miracle has been on top of his game. Mania played a really strong Nature's Pop in game 1 against Na'Vi and played a strong Enigma in this game. Miggle played a pretty solid Magnetar overall, but Absolute Legends playing with sensational teamwork. And they're going to take down the 2 top dogs in their group. And let's just, if I have to remember the groups, well, Na'Vi, I think Absolute Legends are guaranteed to move on for the most part. And Team Liquid, they have to hope that Na'Vi loses to Kaipi, which I don't know. We'll find out very shortly if that actually is going to happen. But Team Liquid have to hope that Na'Vi loses to Kaipi, and if that's the case, one of the teams, Liquid or Na'Vi, will be sent home. As no, even then it doesn't matter because Absolute Legends Kaipi will both be 2-1, or one of the teams will be 2-1, one of the teams will be 3-0. So wow, one of these teams, Liquid or Na'Vi, are going to be sent home. Liquid 0-2 deficit. Can they actually even qualify? Kaipi is 1-0. They have to hope that Absolute Legends beats Kaipi in their second match and hope that Kaipi loses the next match, and they have to beat Na'Vi. That's basically how it goes for Team Liquid, so they are not in control of their own destiny. They have to hope that Absolute Legends beats Kaipi and Kaipi beats Na'Vi in order to move on. No, even then, because Kaipi would be 2-1. I'm not too sure. Anyway, we'll find out very shortly how the groups actually shape up, but Liquid most certainly seem like they're out of contention for the most part in the group stages, and that is a shocker. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.